Welcome back, know-it-alls, and thanks for listening to the show. Your support is awesome. Please continue to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Remember to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss an episode when it gets released. You can find us on all social media platforms under the name Answers for Everything Podcast. We should be there. If we are not, let us know and we'll make it right.
Hey, everybody. It is Charlie Ray and Mr. Clay back together for another episode in the 2023. And we got some news stories to talk about today on this episode.
Yeah, we do know-it-alls. I got one about a bug.
And I've got one about, I'm sure to be a joy of many people across the world, plant-based McNuggets coming to McDonald's.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we could probably do at least 2 or 3 shows just on that topic.
Well, we could probably do at least 1 or 2 because I'm sure after those are such a success, we're going to have bug-based McNuggets coming. So, should you even call them McNuggets at that point?
Well, I mean, they're Mick. They are nuggets. You just can't call them McChicken nuggets.
Call it
McBeetle?
McGagget.
Yeah, McCorn, McOats. I don't know what they're made out of. So, do you want to go first with your non-McChicken nugget?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see here. I'd say you should probably go first with your bug. I think you're well versed on that story, so we'll start with that.
So, quick story before the story. When I was probably about 10 years old, I'm riding my bike, and when you're riding fast and the wind's hitting your face and you're trying to breathe and catch your breath, sometimes you might have swallowed a bug or two. Do you ever recall that happening when you're on a bike?
Not on a bike, I think, but on a motorcycle, definitely.
Because I had it happen, but I didn't swallow it. It actually went into my nose, and it made me start throwing up. It was a fucking stink bug.
Oh.
Flew into my nose and was stuck up there. I'm trying to blow it and trying to pick it. I was able to plug one nostril and blow it out, but it was
hilarious.
It was fucking hours later before I couldn't smell that wretched smell right in my sinuses. Nasty shit. But this story is about a stink bug, but not that stink bug. So there's a stink bug that is called the Catacanthus incarnatus. And it's that's its what do you call it? Scientific name? Yeah. We'll go with that. That's its scientific name.
The Latin scientific name.
Yeah.
Right?
And its common name is called the man-faced stink bug. Because on his back, when you look at it from a bird's eye point of view, it looks like a man's face. Nose, eyes, hair, mustache, and everything.
Well, that would be that's pretty cool. That would be great for that Facebook group. There's a Facebook group called Things with Faces.
Oh, well, that would be perfect. That would probably be there. It looks like a face, but not only does it look like a face, it looks like a particular face that we all know throughout history. So,
is it Jesus?
So this is from themirror.co.uk. So it's titled "Bug Renamed Hitler." As it looks
my God.
As it looks like the Nazi leader and really stinks to high heaven. So that's their headline.
Wow.
So it's a bug that's renowned for its awful stink has been renamed after Adolf Hitler, as the unusual design on its back resembles the evil Nazi dictator.
Well, I guess that's not Jesus.
Probably the opposite of Jesus, really. When you think if Jesus was on a coin and the opposite side, it would probably be Hitler, I would think. But native to Southeast Asia and India, the insect known as the man-faced stink bug is a notorious pest and known to devour fruit, cotton, corn, soybean, and cashew crops.
Well, it can take all the soybeans it wants.
But now it has a brand new thing for its infamy, and it was renamed Hitler. So the New Indian Express had said the trend of naming the bugs after popular personalities started recently when Catacanthus incarnatus was named Hitler, as it resembles the face of the German dictator. Other species have been named after Bollywood icons like Amrish Puri, and AK Hangal, according to the newspaper. The aim is said to create interest in research students by making the study of bugs easier for identification. Wildlife watchers gave a mixed reaction to the comparison. Photographer Michael Lassie, who spotted the insect in Langkawi, Malaysia, said arthropods don't need a Hitler. So he was actually like hurt and upset by it.
Did you just assume that bug's pronoun? I mean, what the hell?
I didn't, but this guy did. I would never assume anyone's pronoun.
I know.
I guess there's some resemblance with the stylized Hitler as there is with the Napoleon spider and Napoleon. But different people might see different things in nature and therefore prefer man-faced stink bug as its nickname. If I were a bug, I would certainly not want to be compared with Hitler. And that was the end of it.
Wow. Like a bug would even care about anything about a human being. Talk about placing human characteristics on a bug.
Right.
I'm looking at the picture of the bug. I personally don't really see it. It looks like a hip half pig man.
See, that's what you're looking at that. I'm looking at like a drawing from the 30s. Somebody like did a artistic drawing on a wall as the face and the hair. I don't see how it looks like Hitler either.
No, I don't think it looks like him at all. I'm like,
I mean, some of them do have the little black mark under the nose, so it looks like a little rectangular mustache, but they don't all have that.
Well, I see the one picture, it looks kind of like a mustache, and the other one, it looks like a couple of nostrils, like on a pig face below it. You know?
I mean, it does have that cool little head of hair on top, so it actually looks like Hitler's styled hair.
I'm actually impressed that they called it Hitler bug and not Trump bug because it's orange.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
You know, I mean, they got to hate on somebody, and they called Trump Hitler. So it's an orange bug. I'm surprised they didn't go orange man bad, but I don't know. I don't see the Hitler thing. It's like, whatever. I guess if that makes somebody's day to say, hey, this bug looks like Hitler, then cool.
Well, they said it's for research students. Like, I guess it would be more exciting to like identify the Hitler bug and the Trump bug, right? Would it not?
I guess.
I would. Yeah. Using the Latin name would just suck.
Well, yeah.
Can you imagine somebody like hundreds of years from now finding this journal and seeing like Hitler bug? You're like, that's kind of cool. Trump bug? That's kind of cool.
I suppose, the thing is I'm guessing 500 years from now, people in Hitler is going to be like this tiny little footnote of nothing, just like other people 500 years ago that did horrible stuff are bad. I mean, I'm not saying that he wasn't bad because he's definitely bad, but I think it's a proximity time. I used to always joke, what's the difference between grave robbing and an archaeological dig? I mean, where is that line? How many hundreds of years does it go from, hey, that's a sacred burial place, don't touch it, to, hey, let's just dig that crap up and see what's in the box?
Yeah, but see, you're digging it up for science, as you see my air quotes. You're digging it up for research, right?
Believe the science, baby.
Right?
Yeah.
So as long as you're doing it for something scientific and a government somewhere says it's okay, then they can do it.
Hey,
I mean, politicians are robbing us.
It's right. As long as the government that we all trust, believe in, and is not corrupt in any way, shape, or form says it's okay, then hey, it's totally okay.
100%. Now you're getting it. You totally understand it. Good job.
Oh, I get it every week.
Good job.
Yes, not in the way I want to. So what's your takeaway from the bug story? Just you don't really see it, but whatever, it's cool if you want to give a bug a nickname just to make it more fun for the kids.
I see the old man face in it.
Yeah, it's got a face look to it. I mean, the eyeballs and the nose are kind of definitely there.
I don't see a Hitler in it. I don't think it's fun to name something Hitler. Like if you called somebody a Hitler, wouldn't that like gauge that everyone should hate that thing?
I don't know, but I did find out that I do have a relative in my family history that's named Adolf.
Oh man, he ruined that name for everyone and that mustache.
I know, man. All these Adolfs are like, son of a bitch. There goes the family name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you were born with the last name of Hitler, would you not change it?
You'd have to think You have to think, is there anybody who's actually going by the last name Hitler in the world right now?
We could
no.
we could talk about that on another show, but I
Yeah,
can tell
we
you that
should.
there are
Yeah, yeah,
people that still have the name, and it's fucked up.
yeah.
You would assume like you'd have to get rid of it.
You would think so. I
Yeah.
mean, all right. Well, there we go. If you want to look up the Hitler stink bug, feel free. The story's all out there, easy to find on the
And,
old inner zones.
and
So,
I'm not going to tell you guys the Latin name again, so just search up old man face bug or old faced man bug, Hitler bug, old faced Hitler. I don't know. I'm
I
sure
don't
any
know.
combination.
The story I found just says bug renamed Hitler, so that was pretty easy to find.
Google will do all the work for you, people.
Yeah, yeah, and do it at work too, just so they make sure that they know that you're not a white supremacist. So, all right, so
or just like lean over the person next to you at the next cubicle and be like, "Hey, psst, how do you spell Hitler?" And they're like, "What?"
Yeah, there you go. I think that would work. How do you spell white dragon? Oh, anyway. So all right. So let's talk about current fad and phase, and as it continues to grow and pervade the world, and that is called replacing meat food with plant food, and stepping up into that further than they already have in the past. McDonald's has announced that they're going to introduce foul-free McNuggets. So they're going to be introducing plant-based McNuggets next week, and Germany will be the first place to start because, hey, if you can't get the Germans to like it, then I guess we're all screwed. The Germans will like anything.
The Germans will make you like it. That's how they roll.
Oh, you just write down as an instruction that you must eat it, and the Germans will just be like, "Okay, I got to follow the instructions."
Well, it's kind of odd that my story is about a Hitler bug and your story is about a German McDonald's. Huh?
That is true.
Interesting.
Although the Hitler bugs will not be making people eat these.
And our next story
McNuggets
will be about German-made glass Scheisse tables. Yeah.
I guess. I know what that is.
Yeah, wait a minute.
I know what that word is. So, yeah, they're probably popular in Dubai. Anyway, these McPlant nuggets, they're made from peas, corn, and wheat with a tempura batter. Oh, that just sounds so delicious.
Well, the tempura batter sounds really good.
Well, yeah, it's the best sounding thing on there.
Well, think about it, Charlie Ray. What if you just take a glob of tempura batter and you throw it in the deep fryer? Would that not be better tasting than this garbage compiled thing that's supposed to resemble chicken?
I would say so. I mean, I love tempura batter when I have sushi, like tempura battered shrimp in a sushi roll, or tempura like salmon. Oh yeah, that's good.
I do tempura chicken with like a sweet mustard sauce, and it's awesome.
That sounds delicious. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's Szechuan sauce quality, but it still sounds delicious.
Speaking of McDonald's, yeah, exactly.
Speaking of McDonald's, yeah. So this is apparently their second product that they've developed with our favorite Franken-food company in the world, Beyond Meat.
Wonderful.
Which is based out of California. Oh boy!
Who would have thought?
So you know it's good. So they've been selling the McPlant burger apparently since 2021. So this will be their second introduction of a new plant-based food product for those of you who want to eat a meat-like substance, but yet be vegetarian while doing so, as opposed to just eating vegetables, I guess. But anyway, if that's your thing, that's cool. So apparently they're going to roll this out to. Oh, that's amazing that they have actually 1,400 McDonald's in Germany. I'm not sure if that's amazing or sad that there's 1,400 McDonald's in Germany.
I'm not going to lie to you. McDonald's in Germany have been my favorite McDonald's I've ever been to.
Really? Well, okay. I've not been to McDonald's in Germany. Wait a minute. Where did I go to? No, I went to a Burger King in Germany off the Autobahn one time.
Okay.
That was years ago. Anyway, they're also going to start selling the McPlant burgers in Germany next week as well. So apparently the Germans have not yet got to enjoy the fun of plant-based food at McDonald's until now. And they're going to get a double shot, both having the options of the McPlant burger and the McPlant nuggets. So Awesome. Apparently, the Europeans have been pretty receptive to their plant-based meat products over there, and they think that it's going to be a great
So
market.
I want you to say that phrase again. Plant-based meat.
I know, isn't that fun? Plant-based meat, because when you won't eat real meat, but yet you like meat, so you want something that's like meat to be ate instead, but a plant. That tends to boggle my mind.
So do you ever try these things? Are you
No,
speaking? Okay,
no,
so
no, no,
I can
no,
tell
no.
you, I've tried the A&W Beyond Burger. I've tried the Burger King Impossible Whopper. I've tried Impossible Nuggets. I've tried Gardein chicken tenders. I've tried Beyond Meat sausage crumbles on a pizza. Uh, I'm gonna put it like this. So, oh, I tried a plant-based ranch the other day on a pizza. So plant-based
Okay.
ranch.
Hmm.
I made a
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, sure does. Yeah, it's delicious. But so plant-based meat, like you said, when you want something that tastes like meat, but you don't eat meat, so you get plant-based meat. I can tell you that it doesn't taste like meat. The thing that you're getting that McChicken plant-based nugget is not going to taste like chicken. It doesn't at all.
No, I figure I'll just get rattlesnake because that tastes like chicken.
Well, I just don't understand why you need to change. I mean, there's so many amazing vegetables out there, like delicious, amazing, like they already exist on their own. So why don't you just fucking eat that instead of getting a whole bunch of vegetables, cramming it into a tiny little ingot, throwing some sort of gel glue in there to hold it together, and then battering it and then labeling it chicken.
Well, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna come out and say it. I don't. If a person wants to eat this stuff, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't want this chemical concoction of crap that's all bound together and made to look like an imitation of something that exists and is perfectly fine the way it is. You don't have to eat it. If you don't like chicken, don't eat chicken. But why would you, if you don't, if you're a person, I mean, I guess it all depends. Some people are, have different value systems. Some it's about diet. Some it's about allergies. Some it's like a religious thing. I mean, I've met plenty of people who eat a certain diet because religiously speaking, they don't eat meat, or they don't, or like with a Hindu person, they don't eat beef, right?
Okay.
But the thing is this: what you're saying to me is correct. I love vegetables. I love, again, I'll say, I love Indian food. I love a lot of Indian food dishes. I love like aloo gobi. That's potatoes and cauliflower and a lot of spices. It's delicious. And you know what? It's not made to look like chicken. And they don't call it, hey, this is a chicken looking cauliflower. No, it's cauliflower. You eat vegetable and you enjoy it. And so here's the thing, I look at it, it's like, well, if you say, I don't want to eat meat because, meat's murder and this, and then you go eat something that's replicating something that looks like what you don't think should be killed. Isn't that kind of weird? I'm like, I don't want to have chickens killed because I don't like, things being killed and blah, blah, blah. But hey, I want to eat this thing that looks like the thing I don't want to kill, but it's plant-based. So of course it's okay for me. I don't know. I think a lot of it's just what's being decided for us by people. And it's not necessarily what's the best option of what we could have available, on this planet as far as food. So anyway, there you go. McDonald's is like thinking, hey, you're all going to go crazy for plant-based nuggets. So if that's your thing, yay, look forward to it. I hope you enjoy it. You can have my share of it that I'll never have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like any of the stuff I've had. I ate half of the chicken plant-based nugget. Yeah, it looks like chicken on the inside. It crunches like batter, but after 2 chews, I'm just like, this tastes a lot like mush. Like there's no distinctive flavor that I'm eating right now. It's just like a bunch of crammed together shit with a batter on it.
And then you dip it in a whole bunch of sauce to give it flavor. And that sauce is crap because most of that's soybean oil and that's nasty.
Yeah.
So
and the sausage that I had, I put it on the pizza I made. I took a bite. I was like, this sausage tastes good. It's got a nice crunch to the outside. It's moist on the inside. I taste the chili peppers. And then as I'm chewing that slice of pizza, the dough breaks down, the onions broke down, the red peppers broke down, the sauce broke down. And I kept chewing, and I was still chewing the quotations meat product that was on it. And then the meat product turned into what felt like I was chewing on cardboard and paper. So I spit it out. It just didn't break down. Like the initial,
like cellulose is what it is, right? Like a meat, like the binding stuff.
yeah. So it wouldn't break down. And then it just tasted honestly like I was chewing on paper. So I spit it out. I grabbed the rest of my pizza and I just picked off all the sausage. Like, I'll just eat all the vegetables on here because vegetables, like I said earlier, are fucking amazing.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude, you give me a pizza. I mean, I'm not like a crazy person that I normally like meat on my pizza, but you give me a nice vegetable pizza, some onions, some mushrooms, some black olives, some peppers, maybe some jalapenos, good amount of cheese. I'm happy with that. I mean, some, what else we got? Green pepper. I mean, throw a fucking salad on there almost, basically. I'm fine. But don't give me some shit that's going to break down like what you described.
Or the chicken nuggets. Gardein makes these thing called Gardein chicken tenders. So it's not the word chicken; it's the word chick with an apostrophe, then an N.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
it's chicken.
Yeah. So I looked at it. I was all right. I'll cook a couple of those up. I'll see how these taste. I had like a sweet mustard dip. I took a bite without the dip because I wanted to know what it tasted like. And yeah, I bit into it, and it was chewy and rubbery. And then all I could taste was oatmeal. And I was like, am I eating oatmeal? And I looked down, and there's oats in the batter. So they have like a nice crumbled batter, but then there's oats in it. I'm like, why the fuck would you add oats to a batter? Like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. You already have the batter. The oats are adding nothing but the flavor of oats. So then it got me thinking, if those oats weren't there, what would this shit taste like? Like it was, and I had to drown it in the sweet mustard just to down it. And then I was thinking, like, actually with the oats, what would have been really good with it would have been like a maple syrup dip, like chicken and waffles kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like a breakfast. I think that would work. But oats in the batter just boggles my fucking mind. Like if tomorrow the world said, hey, meat is no longer available to eat, no matter if you hunt it, buy it, you can't get meat. It's done. I wouldn't care because vegetables are awesome. But you would never catch me getting a vegetable made. I would rather eat 2 pieces of bread with lettuce, tomato, pickle, onions, peppers on a sub bun. Like, you know what I mean? Than throw a fucking weirdly created, some sort of glued together.
I call it Frankenfood. So
yeah, no, that makes sense. But yeah, just remove that Frankenfood. Give me all the vegetables on bread. Sounds awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
So why do we need this plant-based meat, fake meat?
I don't know. I mean, the whole thing for me just has always really boggled my mind. The whole concept of we're anti-meat.
Yeah.
So we're going to make a product that's like meat or supposedly tastes like meat. Like, I have no idea what meat tastes like, apparently.
No,
it doesn't taste like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're going to make it out of a plant. Okay. Instead of just saying, okay, let's just create and have awesome vegetable dishes. And we don't need to have them be, I mean, for me, I think it's just the fact that they look at the fact that people are so addicted to fast food that the only thing they can think of is let's create a fake version of this already kind of fakey food.
Yeah.
To get people off of, because all these kids grow up eating chicken nuggets. Okay, well, we want to try to push them towards plants. Let's try to push them toward plant McNuggets. I mean, and it's like, no, you can push me towards some awesome Mexican street corn. You can push me toward a deep fried
anything.
Anything. Yeah.
Pickle, carrot,
America.
Banana. Doesn't matter what it is.
Deep fried nanner.
Which is
deep
delicious.
fried Nana. Yeah, deep fried Nana. That was Donna Party special. But looks like people are Soylent Green's back on the menu. But so I just don't get it. I just feel like this whole push toward developing foods that are imitation versions of food that already exist. It just, I don't know. For me, it just doesn't make any sense. And if you're out there listening to this podcast and think, well, screw you, Charlie Ray, I love Impossible Burgers. Well, I'm happy for you.
Absolutely.
It just boggles my mind. I don't get it. I don't have a long time on this planet left, but I'm going to enjoy, hopefully, still eating meat until my dying day, and hopefully,
Yep.
it won't be choking on a hamburger.
If you like
So
the impossible and you like the beyonds, I'm all for you being happy. But you really got to accept the fact that I like a steak, and you got to let me be happy. That's it.
exactly. So
I'm not going to stop you from having it. Just
so
like
those are two of the fun-based stories of the world today.
so, can you speculate what the country of bratwurst sausage is gonna do with plant-based chicken? You know what I mean? Like the country is
you
known
know,
for fucking sausage eating.
and you know what? They have awesome sausage. When I was over in Germany for a couple of metal festivals, I don't even know what kind of sausages I had, but everybody I was walking around with was giving me beer and sausages because they were all cooking out, and they were all friggin' delicious. Plus, that's where I discovered the joys of curry ketchup, which, if you haven't tried that, it is delicious.
Yeah, I'm not a curry
Uh,
fan, but yeah, every time I go
yeah,
into McDonald's there, they got the curry ketchup, and I'm just like,
I,
can't do it. Can't
I
do it.
was really, I was really a big fan of the curry ketchup, and then I found this thing. It's called, I don't know, I don't think I sent you one. It's called the brand's called 78, and they're out of Milwaukee, and they have a spicy ketchup, and that's what I love now more than the
Okay.
curry ketchup. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I've been to Germany a couple of times, and I've ate some stuff that I'm kind of like, I have no idea what I'm eating, but I'm hungry, so I'm gonna eat it.
What do
But
you think this? What do you think? Like, I don't really mean to cut you off there, but looking at the McDonald's moving towards this plant-based nugget, do you think that the sales on it are worth the time and money put in to develop and release it? Or do you think they're just doing it so that people can just fucking stop complaining online? Like, just stop fucking complaining on Instagram that we don't offer it.
Well, we've had discussions around this topic before, and I will say this: I just like other topics that I won't touch upon that include people. It's obvious that a loud, vocal cohort of people, whether it's a large group of people or maybe a small group of people, tend to be a squeaky wheel that gets the grease, because these people that have a particular issue that they're fanatical about tend to keep running their mouth, and in this case, I doubt they might lie and tell you something, and maybe it may, you know what, I'm sure the McDonald's maybe in San Francisco might do a great business selling plant-based stuff, but I can tell you in Kansas, I can tell you in the Midwest, that I'm not sure I see a bunch of people running into McDonald's going, "Hey, give me the plant-based McNuggets." I mean, we're the land of barbecue, meat, potatoes, steak, cattle. I mean, when I leave Kansas City and I drive outside of Kansas City, depending on where I'm going, I see cattle. Not a lot, not
Yeah.
anymore, but it used to be more. But the Midwest has turned into, like, I don't know if you've noticed this, but it seems like pork is like the number one meat of everything anymore.
That's because it's the cheapest.
Exactly.
I went shopping yesterday. I wanted to get a steak. I'm like, oh, $24 for myself for a steak or a package of 8 pork chops for $6.
Right.
All right. I've got dinner for 2 days, right? For me and the kids. I couldn't justify the $24 steak. I can go out and buy a $26 steak at a fucking restaurant, which comes with all the fixings. So why the fuck would I cook my own steak for $24 if I go sit at a restaurant for $2 more and get a fucking plate of food and a drink?
I agree. And I think that's sad. Beef used to be a lot cheaper than it is now.
Yeah.
I don't think, I'm still kind of looking into it more. I'm not sure that I think pork, there's a lot of both historical and religious, what's the word? Acrimony maybe toward consumption of pork.
Yeah.
And some things I've read is that it's harder on the body to process pork. I don't know. I'm just starting to look into this a little bit more, because I do eat a lot of pork. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love bacon. I love chorizo sausage. I love this, but it's like almost everything I eat is pork and maybe a little bit of chicken. I don't eat beef very much anymore because, like you said, it's expensive.
Yeah.
But I don't see this being a long. I mean, there's been so many things that have come and gone at McDonald's. There's a reason why places like In-N-Out Burger in California are popular, and they have lines and lines of people, even for food that's not necessarily the cheapest. It's not the most expensive, but it's not the cheapest, and it's because they sell 2 or 3 or 4. They have a small menu. They do it well. It's quality product, and they get people in and out the door quickly. That's what they do, and they don't complicate it. And I think, I think McDonald's is just, a lot of these places, they're all trying to be too much of the same thing. When you got burger places that are selling pizza, or taco places that are doing fried chicken wings, or it just, you can't be everything. But they want, well, we got to have this thing on the menu because this 2% of people might want it. So when I was younger, I ran a concession business in a gas station, and I sold, among other things, different types of sodas. So Coke, Pepsi, all the big name stuff. But I had some regular customers that would come in there, and they'd be like, hey, man, I really like, let me use an example, like Tahitian treat,
fucking delicious.
Which it is. I mean, I agree. It's not bad. It's like what was it? Fruit punch. What's that? That was really big for a long time. Was it just called Fruit Punch? What was that brand? It was like the bigger name version of Tahitian treat. Tahitian treat was like a knockoff of it.
Oh, I thought Tahitian treat was the good one.
I don't know. I mean, they're about the same. I mean, they taste about the same. I mean, I used to love. God, there's so much sugar in them. But anyway, long story short, they would go, "Hey, I like Tahitian treat or whatever, and if you carry it, I'd like to buy that." I'm like, "Okay," so I'd buy a case of it. Which of course I had to make space in a limited cooler space.
Yeah,
and and so I put that in there, but they'd buy a few cans here and there, but nobody else would ever buy it, and the stuff would just sit there, and it took up space from the stuff that was fast moving. And I think the thing is that if you're in a retail business or food business, and I know with what you do, you are, there's a really good marketing thing. They say if you give people a limited amount of choices, they'll make a decision. They don't have as much anxiety about it because there's only 2 or 3 choices. They pick the one they think they're going to like the best, and they're good about it. You give them like 20 to 24 choices. They spend forever thinking about it. Half the time they don't buy anything because they're overwhelmed by the amount of choices. And then they buy something, and if they don't really like it very much, they just get mad at themselves because they're like, well, I could have chose one of all these other ones, right? But the story of it is this: trying to have so many things ultimately backfires. I mean, if I'm hungry for a really good, let's just say, seafood type of food, I want to go to a restaurant that serves seafood. That's their specialty thing, right? Now, nothing against the McFish or whatever. Yeah, the McFish. It's not bad. If I really am craving, which I never am craving it from McDonald's, it's not bad. But you don't go, oh, McDonald's, that's the quality place for seafood I want to go to when I choose seafood, right? And you don't go, hey, Taco Bell, that's the place I want to go to for a hamburger, and I mean, I get it at some places, like you go to like a nice Mexican place, they'll always have kind of like a kids menu option because you got kids who won't eat anything except burgers or nuggets or fries or whatever. So they offer them on the menu. You don't see adults buying it. It's just the kids who are like, I don't care where I go, I want nuggets and fries. Doesn't matter what they want. I know people who have kids like that. That's all they'll eat, right?
That's shitty parenting.
It is. And then I get kind of pissed because I'll be at some nice place. It's like sushi, and there's some guys in there rolling in there with like 3 or 4 kids, and his kids are getting like $20, $30 of sushi. And I'm like, man, why didn't I get that option? I was eating choy out of a can with those hard ass noodles and hamburger meat, thinking, oh, this Chinese food's kick ass. That's me at 8 years old. That's the 8-year-old Chinese food I got. These guys are like, these 8-year-old kids are in there having. Man, I'm having a lobster roll at Sushi Mito here. I mean, it's just not fair. But I think I lost the topic. But what I'm saying is this: do people who really enjoy vegetarian and vegan food think, you know what? I want some really good quality plant-based food. How about you just have plants? I mean, not plant-based food. Like, just have plants.
Yeah.
You think, oh, let's go to McDonald's because that's going to be some high quality plant-based food. It might not be high quality H2O, but it's going to be high quality plant-based food. And, good for them for giving people the options. But you know what? That's why the Lord created capitalism, and the fact that we can have a different restaurant. Every restaurant doesn't have to be everything. I don't want to go to a great barbecue place that I get burnt ends and ribs and go, oh, hey, do you have a squash based meat product? You know, no, I don't. But you know what? Maybe I'm dating somebody and they're vegetarian and they love some stuff. Maybe we'll go to this great noodle shop and we'll have a vegetarian based noodle dish. And it'll be great because you know what? It's a vegetarian noodle dish, but they're not saying, hey, look, we're gonna put this plant based fake meat product in your vegetarian dish. You can give me a really great vegetarian Thai soup, some coconut milk, some mushrooms, some various, other vegetable stuff and some lemongrass. I mean, it's delicious. It doesn't have to have meat in it. I don't need fake meat if I want to eat vegetarian. That's all I'm saying. Just like I said, I'm just an old curmudgeon who just says, get off my lawn at this point. I think that, all we're doing is running around in circles to satisfy everybody at every place. And I mean, do we all want to go to version A, version B, version C of the everything restaurant? And they all serve mediocre product? Or do you want to go to option A because they have this that's kick-ass? You want to go to option B because they have this that's kick-ass? And it's okay. Then they both survive and it's a win-win. And people can go here and enjoy this kind of food. People can go here and enjoy this kind of food. I don't want mediocre food. I used to laugh about every time I'd go overseas and a new country I'd visit, and I'd be like, oh, great. There's a Domino's pizza now here in country XYZ because spreading mediocre pizza, whatever, mediocre pizza around the world. That's what I want people in country XYZ to think. Oh, that's the epitome of United States dining, is this Domino's pizza that's now in our neighborhood. No, I don't want that. I want to go to their country and I want to have what their version of a kick-ass restaurant is. I want to try their food. I don't want American food everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't. I mean, you should be able to have variety. That's what the human experience is about. It's not about becoming the same everywhere.
Do they have Domino's in Italy?
Yes, I think they do. I bet they do. I don't know. Maybe they don't. I should Google that. Domino's in Italy. I bet they do. I know they had them in the middle of nowhere in an Eastern European country, and I was like, what the hell?
Who the fuck is gonna be walking down the street in Italy and being like, I could really go for some pizza. I think I really want pizza from back home. I'm gonna go to Domino's when you can like eat at an authentic Italian pizzeria,
right.
Almost anywhere.
Pop into some cave in the hole in the wall where they're telling you a story about there's been a restaurant in this cave since 1491,
Right?
and blah blah blah. I mean, that's what happened when I was in the Czech Republic. We went to this place in Prague, in Czechoslovakia, the Czech Republic. Sorry, it's not Slovakia anymore. It's two countries. But anyway, I can't remember the name of this restaurant, but it was in this literal cave. It was super cool. It's like, it was a tiny little place kind of packed in this cave. Great food. There'd been a restaurant in this cave for over 400 years. And, they had pictures on the wall of like celebrities that have like visited this place. I need to look it up and see what the name of it is. But it was great. I went there with my friend Adam, who I'd met in the class that I took there. And I was staying in Prague for a day before our flight left in the morning.
Yeah.
And, it's just, I'm going to go, oh, my option is going to this cool kick-ass place that I'll probably never come to again, that's got all this history.
Yeah.
Or, hey, let's walk down the hill and let's have Domino's because that's what I'm craving.
Well, while you were busy telling me about
Did you look it up?
In Prague, I looked it up. So this is from August 11th, 2022. And the title of the report is Domino's Pizza closes its restaurants in Italy, surprising no one. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, they entered it in 2015, I think. Hold on. It doesn't tell me when they started selling Domino's Pizza in Italy. I saw another report earlier, so I want to say 2015.
The better question is, do they have a picture of the guy whose idea it was to open Domino's in Italy? Because it was a picture would have been like,
yeah, 2015, they entered the Italian market to sell pizza. And by the end of 2022, the Domino's Italian franchise operator filed for bankruptcy in April. They said that COVID-19 restrictions, government restrictions, and other companies delivering food made Domino's delivery less novel and less necessary. Let's just
I was gonna say, let's translate also. COVID stopped all the tourists that were there who might be going, "Oh, I want some Domino's."
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, because the people over there weren't like, I apologize to all Italians maybe listening. They don't go, "Mamma mia, I want a Domino's pizza today." No, they go to mom's. They go to mama. They go to mama's house.
Legit
and,
mama.
Depending on how old the guy is, he might still be living with mama. But that's another story, which is okay. They have a whole more intergenerational thing going on over there, and I'm cool with that. But over there, at least traditionally, probably more in the villages than probably the cities. They're probably just as corrupted as Western cities everywhere. They make authentic food. I mean, they have pizza ovens. I mean, you go out and you make an authentic pizza. You don't go and crave Domino's. Yeah. I don't crave Domino's, and they're like everywhere here.
Can you imagine how that board meeting went when the person's like, "Hey, we need to expand. We need some more locations. We've never expanded into Italy before. What are you guys thinking? I mean, it's a birthplace of pizza, and we sell pizza." And how many people in the boardroom are just looking at the guy or girl and being like, "Yeah, that's a great idea. We should probably invest a lot of time and money into this." Or do you think that they talk to somebody over there and convince them to buy all the rights so that Domino's head office wouldn't actually be held accountable if they lost?
Well, I think they probably said, maybe if we open up Domino's over there and we pronounce it a Domino's, then it would sell better. I'm so sorry. I really love Italian people, especially I love Italian women. So I have not yet been to the beautiful country, but I will one day. And thankfully, I will be having authentic Italian pizza and not Domino's when I go there. I don't know. The only way I can think of at this business meeting that you're talking about is if the person who proposed it was like the main head honcho. It's like, yes, we're going to open it up, and everybody's like, yes, sir. Sounds like a great idea. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, sign my stock options. And then they're like, "I'm getting the fuck out of here. So we're gonna write this off."
It's so fucking stupid. There should have been no one in that room who approved that message at all. Not one person. Nobody. Like you'd have to be a complete fucking moron, like missing half your brain,
a moron,
to think that that's a good idea.
But you know what's funny? You say that, and I remember reading an article here recently where somebody was talking about how much they love their American style pizza and comparing it to what the hell is this kind of haphazard true Italian style pizza with blobs of mozzarella and blah blah, and they didn't like the Italian. I mean, like I would say, the more authentic Italian style pizza. They were all for the American style pizza. And so there's people like that out there. I just don't think that going to the market that they went to was a good idea, But
what would have saved? What would have saved them?
What?
Plant-based sausage, plant-based chicken strips, plant-based chicken nuggets. Think about that. I should probably leave you with that thought. Like you could have saved all of the Domino's in Italy if you offered plant-based stuff.
You know what else would be a great place for just an entire plant-based restaurant chain?
Downtown Vancouver?
Downtown Midwest, Kansas City. Because, I mean, we have more and more people from California and stuff that have moved here. So, there is a market. There is a market. I'm not going to lie. There is a market for vegetarian food. There is.
No, vegetarian and plant-based are different.
See, that's the thing. I totally understand, and I can get. I've spent time where I've ate vegetarian only. When I was in Estonia for a couple of weeks, I had, all not plant-based. I had vegetarian food, and like you said, vegetarian food and eating good vegetarian-based dishes is great. I can probably even get behind an occasional vegan meal. Okay, but I'm not going to make it plant-based product. Just the word product alone in it should tell you
that
what the
it's not
hell
a
is this?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not food. It's that. And and also going back to where I was going to go with this in the whole first place, I think Italians had their own version of plant-based product. It was called pasta because
Hmm.
that's wheat. So what do they really need more plant-based product? They have
Pasta and
plenty.
tomato sauce. Done.
Yeah, pasta and tomato sauce. I mean, that's even vegan, right?
Right? And bread with some garlic sprinkled on it. Done.
Yeah, yeah, and that sounds delicious. I wouldn't want to eat it every day,
Well,
but
I mean, sure you would though. I mean,
if
like
I grew up there, maybe. I mean, in some places in the world, they eat, they'll eat, rice and hardly anything else, like 3 meals a day, and that's vegetarian. But like I said, I feel sad for the world that we're all going to be going into in the future, where everything is a quote something product, and that to me is sad because food is awesome and food is life.
food is awesome and food is life.
I think that's a good place to end it with it. Food is awesome. Food is life. Eat real food. Enjoy your life. Maybe not to excess.
Don't open
Don't
Domino's
open a
in
Domino's
Italy.
pizza in Italy.
Right?
Yeah.
Just what are you doing? Like what the fuck are you doing?
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I just I was expecting to find the answer on Google that no, that's a stupid fucking answer. Stop asking that question. But no, they did it. They tried to do it.
I think I read that story a little while ago. That's why I was kind of talking about Domino's pizza. I'd seen Domino's pizzas, like I said, in Eastern Europe and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, opening a Domino's chain in Italy was definitely, and as they've proven, a stupid idea.
So we go from Hitler bugs to plant-based McNuggets in Germany to Domino's making a really dumb decision. Yet
Yes, absolutely. And I think that what though, I think the plant-based food maybe in Germany might succeed well because the greenies movement in Germany is huge. That's who's controlling the government. It's kind of like a certain government you're very familiar with where you live. It's a certain group of people, who are pushing their agenda on everybody. And so the McPlant nuggets might be a huge success. According to the article, there is success in the United Kingdom, Ireland, Austria, and the Netherlands. So why not Germany? Sure. Okay.
Well, I guess I'm going to leave the people with another thought. After plant-based, if you also want to stop having meat in your diet, you can look into our Prime Minister of Canada investing tens of millions of dollars into a cricket farm for cricket burgers. So I'll leave you guys with that thought. Google it. I'm not fucking with you. Somewhere down the line, our government wants us to eat cricket-based burgers. So
yeah,
peace out, know-it-alls. Have a great one.
Yeah, I will say I've read that story. And I remember when Canada was known for being a high-quality beef-producing country. It was known for that. So I think it's a sad thing to see that we're spending billions of dollars on figuring out how to convince the Western world to eat crickets. That's just crazy to me.
Or we could use this knowledge to go open a cricket farm.
We should. We could make billions and billions served, and that's just one meal.
Well, we would until the plant-based people got mad because we weren't using plants.
We can use bug-based product.
BBP. That's another category on Pornhub that you guys should look into. BBP.
BBP with some BBC.
Ooh. Well, I got a couple minutes. I'm going to go look up one of those videos on Pornhub right now. You guys have a great week.
There you go. Peace out.
Peace.
Next time.